So one of the very major challenge that you have to deal with as someone who finds yourself in an opposite traditionally dominated field is this gender bias. For example, if you have to discuss the technicality of the job you are to do, and maybe a guy steps up to say that this is what I think we should do, this is how I think it should be done, and you, the other sex, feels contrary to that his opinion, and you are trying to give your own opinion on how you think things should be done better, they would feel like you are overdoing, you are showing this attitude of you know too much simply because it's coming from you, the opposite sex. And I would say that this attribute comes from some egoistic men, or egoistic men or low esteem men who feels that a woman should always be underneath them regardless of whether they are right or wrong. So if you find yourself in that situation, what I would advise you do, one of the ways to handle or to deal with gender bias is address bias real time. By this I mean, for example, you're discussing the job and someone tries to shut you up, and you know fully well that what you're about to say is something that will benefit the operation, is something that would make the operation go seamless. Please address it right there and now. Don't hold back, regardless of how you feel they will take it. Address it immediately, because if you keep quiet, they are going to stereotype you and shut you up forever. You will not be able to speak, and that will make the environment very uncomfortable for you. You say that in a very polite manner. You don't disrespect anyone. Drive your point with lots of respect, provided the job goes on smoothly, so that everyone can work safely and return safe. But do not keep quiet, because it's happening. This is one of the major challenges that we have to deal with, because that same thing, if it comes from a male colleague, they would accept it. They would probably give it more attention than when it's coming from the opposite sex. They feel that you don't know anything, you should always be under them, forgetting that every one of you went through the same training as a professional. So nobody should shut you up when you know what you're doing, regardless of how they are going to brand you, regardless of how they are going to make you feel. You have to stay on your right and drive it politely, so you don't get people offended, and so that the job can also go on. So stopping or calling out bias real time is one of the ways with which you can stop this gender bias. Always speak up the moment you discover that someone is trying to shut you up based on your gender, not because you don't know what you're saying, not because what you're saying is wrong, not because what you're doing is not right, just because of your gender, just because they want to stereotype you. Please, always don't forget, address it real time immediately you see that happening, so that you can create this inclusion that we are talking about, so that you can make yourself, how do I say it now? Which word is the right word right now? In a layman's word, so that you can belong, so they don't make the place uncomfortable for you to stay. Because if you let them always stereotype you because of your gender, trust me, it will become very uncomfortable for you to deal with them. It will become very uncomfortable for you to walk around them, because you feel that you're being segregated. So please always speak up. For example, my company is one of the company that preaches gender equalities, but often times you discover that it's happening. People are not doing what the company said they should do. People are not following the policy of gender inclusion. But you as an individual, you have to speak up. If you need to blow the whistle, please blow the whistle. If you need to speak to somebody, please please speak to somebody. Do not keep quiet. Do not allow stereotype stop you from what you are passionate about. Let's drive this together. Let's push this together so that this inclusion that we're talking about can become a thing, can become a name on its own, so that you can be free whenever you go to work either with opposite sex. You are free, you are happy, everybody is treated equally. So guys, please always address it the moment you see that happening. So once again, you can see I'm at a work site, a lay down area. So I just thought about this and said I should quickly drop this here. So why not? Like we always say, the reason we come to hustle is to come, work safely, and return home safe to our loved ones. So guys, always keep safe, work safe, and stay safe. Thank you. As you already know, I love you. Wonderful day. Bye.